It is 9 o'clock at night. The church bells have just rung. The streets are emptying, shutters closing, candles being snuffed, and you are walking in the opposite direction. You carry a shovel, a rope, a wooden bucket, and a lantern that throws just enough light to find the hole you are about to climb into. You are a Gong farmer. Your job is to empty the cesspits beneath the town's privies, by hand, in the dark, alone with what an entire neighborhood has left behind. The pit is behind a house, covered by a wooden hatch. You lift it. The smell hits before you see anything. It is not the sharp scent of fresh waste. It is something older, thicker, a sweetness that is not sweet at all, the product of months of decomposition trapped underground with no air and no drainage. Methane, hydrogen sulfide, ammonia. You do not know these words. You know only that the air at the bottom of a cesspit can make a man dizzy in seconds and unconscious in minutes. A Gong farmer in the next town went down 3 months ago and never came back up. They found him the following morning, face down in the waste, drowned in what he had been hired to remove. You tie the rope around your waist. Your partner holds the other end from above. If you collapse, he pulls. That is the entire safety system. You lower yourself into the pit. The walls are damp earth, reinforced with rotting timber. The floor is not a floor. It is 2 years of compacted human excrement, softened by urine and rainwater into a thickness that reaches your shins, then your knees, then your waist. You drive the shovel in and begin to fill the bucket. Your partner hauls it up, empties it into a barrel on the cart, and sends it back down. You fill it again, and again. For 8 hours, from 9 at night until 5 in the morning, this is your world. A hole in the ground, a shovel, and the waste of strangers. You are not allowed to work during the day. The town does not want to see you. It does not want to smell you. You are permitted to live only in designated areas, away from the people whose waste you carry. You are the Gong farmer, and the pit is waiting. You are paid well. That is the part that nobody expects. In a world where a common laborer earns a penny a day, you earn sixpence. 6 times the standard wage for a job that no one else will do. The economics are simple. Every household with a privy has a cesspit beneath it. Every cesspit fills. Every 2 years, sometimes sooner, the waste reaches a level where it begins to seep through the walls, leaking into neighboring cellars, contaminating wells, pooling in the streets. The town cannot function without you. It simply refuses to watch you work. The money is real. You are paid per ton of waste removed, and a full cesspit can yield several tons. 2 shillings per ton. In a single night, a skilled Gong farmer can earn what a plowman makes in a week. Some Gong farmers find valuables in the pits. Coins, rings, brooches, objects dropped through privy holes by accident. You are entitled to keep what you find. It is one of the unspoken compensations of a job that takes everything else. But the money does not buy what you actually need, which is acceptance. You are essential and untouchable at the same time. The town passes ordinances requiring your services while simultaneously banishing you to its margins. You live where you are told to live. You work when you are told to work. You transport the waste in barrels loaded onto horse-drawn carts, and you haul it beyond the town boundary to lay stalls on the common land, where it is spread as fertilizer. The filth of the town becomes the nourishment of the fields. The cycle is complete, and you are the mechanism that keeps it turning. Your crew is small. 3 or 4 men. 1 digs in the pit. 1 hauls the buckets. 1 or 2 load the cart. Sometimes you bring a boy, small enough to fit into narrow chutes and confined spaces that a grown man cannot reach. The boy learns the trade the only way anyone learns it, by doing it. There is no guild. There is no apprenticeship certificate. There is only the shovel, the rope, the lantern, and the knowledge that the pit will be full again in 2 years. The most famous Gong farmer in history is famous only because of how he died. His name was Richard the Raker, and in 1326 he fell through the rotted floor of a privy into the cesspit below and drowned. He was not working. He was using his own latrine, on his own time, in his own home. The wooden planks had decayed from years of exposure to the waste beneath, and they gave way under his weight. He plunged into the pit he had spent his career emptying and could not climb out. The London coroner's roll recorded his death with the clinical brevity of an institution that had seen everything. Richard was not the only one. The historical record preserves scattered accounts of Gong farmers overcome by fumes, trapped by collapsing walls, or swallowed by pits too deep to escape. The gases were the invisible killer. Hydrogen sulfide, produced by decomposing organic matter, smells like rotten eggs at low concentrations, but paralyzes the sense of smell at higher levels. A Gong farmer descending into a pit might detect the stench for the first few seconds. Then nothing. The gas does not disappear. The nose simply stops reporting it. What follows is dizziness, confusion, unconsciousness, and death. The man at the surface pulling the rope might not realize anything is wrong until the bucket stops being filled. There was no ventilation, no protective equipment, no understanding of the chemistry that was killing them. They had only instinct and experience. The knowledge passed between Gong farmers that if the lantern dimmed, you climbed out. If you felt dizzy, you climbed out. If the air tasted wrong, you climbed out. Sometimes that knowledge was enough. Sometimes the gas moved faster than the man. The Gong farmer is not remembered as a hero. He is remembered as a punchline, the worst job in history, the man who stood waist-deep in filth for a living. But every medieval town that did not drown in its own waste owed that survival to the men who climbed into the pits after dark. They kept the wells from being poisoned. They kept the streets from flooding with sewage. They kept plague and pestilence from spreading even faster than it already did. They were the sanitation system of an entire civilization, and they worked in the dark because the civilization they protected could not bear to watch.